Atlanta, so we are now officially 1 month away from the 10th anniversary, and if we log into the game right now, we should get our first sign, our teaser trailer for the upcoming 10th anniversary characters. There is a lot of excitement building up for this. I'm not ready. Let me have my game massage real quick. Hold on. All right, let's see it. Oh. Okay. It's kind of vibey. Whoa. Yo. Troshune for the theme song. Oh my god. Yes. Ice, Rukia. Oh. Yo. Ain't no way Silence is already playing co-op. Bro, what? What? We actually got Choshune as the theme song? Yo, that's original. That wasn't 1000 Year Blood War. Oh my god, that trailer looked amazing. I'm like backing up. Oh my god. I wasn't expecting that. Like, I know it's the 10th anniversary. You expect something a bit more, right? Wow. That came out of nowhere. Oh. We're definitely gonna rewatch that. I feel like there was ice though, right? So surely the ice is quite a key giveaway. Anniversary Ruka and Ichigo right now is my first guess from the initial reaction. All right, so let's rewatch the trailer. I'm so excited for this. So one of the things we can say right now is I know a lot of people are going to be excited for that. It's not actually going to be a canon anniversary. Instead, it's going to be focused on original designs because just based off the context of the trailer, right, it's more resembling past anniversary trailers when compared to the 8th and 9th anniversary, which were clearly showcasing a fight between a certain setting. Whether that was like Everything But the Rain on top of Karakura Town or in Soul Society during the Red Barrier. This is definitely more in line of original design, so I think it's quite safe to assume right now it's going to be original design character, which is something that I'm excited for because we haven't had that since the 7th anniversary. And you know, for those that do want canon characters, you're going to get that in part 2, so you're getting potentially the best of both worlds with this anniversary. Original designs for part 1, canon designs for part 2, but let's rewatch that. Super excited for this already because when I was listening to, you know, it was just a minute ago when I heard it, but I was like, this felt a bit weird for an opening, a theme song. Bro, I want to cry. This scene here is beautiful. Nah, man. What do you mean? And we got, I think I'm saying the name right, Koshune. I'm aware of their songs for like certain animes like Tokyo Ghoul, for example. I can't believe they got them for the theme song. And I can't believe, you know, similar to what they did with the 5th anniversary, they actually got a theme song for the anniversary. Usually they have some really good OSTs like 6th anniversary, 7th and 8th were like some of the best in the entire game, right? But 5th anniversary in a way stood out because it was an actual theme song, not just like an original soundtrack for the game. Man, if this is going to be, for whatever these characters are going to be, if this is their backgrounds, it might be some of the best art in the entire game. This scene is so beautiful. And then just seeing, wait, hold on. Hold on. What's that sneak? What's that sneak? That wasn't the 1st anniversary. Again, I'm sure even Caleb themselves are like kicking at the fact they never had a 1st anniversary character, so they just threw in Frenzy Ichigo. That's funny. Voice of an Angel. And we have it for our anniversary soundtrack. And like, it's the logo evolving, it's now changed. Oh, man. I'm so excited. Real quick though, this is very similar to what we had seen before with the, you know, very first anniversary teaser trailer that we got at the start of the year. They've actually updated some of the graphics. Now we can see some more Blood War characters. Again, no manga characters. You'll notice here, they won't show a single 1000 Year Blood War manga unit because I don't think they have the license to do so in terms of promotional trailers. But we start to see a few more anniversary characters. There's a couple Aizens and Byakuya's there. 3rd anniversary Okiura. I just want to keep replaying this part, man. Let me go back. Oh, it's so good. This is what I also love about these teaser trailers when they were more, when it wasn't, again, I like canon anniversaries. I like 1000 Year Blood War trailers, right? I like the last 2 years. Don't get me wrong, but it's really sweet when they recap and they spend most of the trailer on the previous anniversary characters. It just gives more spotlight for these characters, right? It's cool to see. So we have 3rd, we have 4th anniversary, 5th into 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th. Again, still crazy that Kenpachi got me there, but I'm for it. So right now, this honestly, when we do our predictions and when we have, you know, discussions about what these characters could be, I think right now the most obvious signs, one is that we're getting Ichigo. Like, before even seeing the trailer, one of the characters is Ichigo. Like, that's a given at this point, right? He hasn't had a character in a while. The pre-anniversary didn't include him, and right now that they're showing signs of potential original designs, it has to be an original Ichigo, right? That's the clear giveaway. And if anything, this slash would also be a potential indicator of it being Ichigo, right? You have the slash right now, Getsuga Tensho, simple enough, then it starts changing. Is this ice or is it just blue? I would say ice. I mean, this part isn't ice, but, you know, right now, I mean, it does kind of resemble ice. That's potentially the sign there for Rukia. And again, you know, before we even saw this trailer, when it comes to anniversaries, especially if they did go down the original route, which this trailer seems to potentially imply, it can really only be like 3 characters at this point. Ichigo's a given, and the second character just has to be Rukia at this point, right? There's no other character you can do, especially because, you know, someone might throw out a random name. Let's just say Byakuya, Yoruichi, Gin, just random names for a potential anniversary. They've already received original characters in the past. Rukia right now is the most popular character, the most important character to the Bleach universe that has yet to get an original design character, right? So it would make sense for it to be her before we even saw this trailer. And at the same time, they could have went down the route, and it could very well be that. It'd be interesting to see theories leading this way. It could be Ichigo and Yuha Buck. Again, Yuha is also like the one character that's also not got an original form unit just yet. And I feel like if they want to do that, they definitely could do that. But given the more so, I feel like if they were to get an anniversary Yuha, there would be more sinister stuff, you know? This doesn't give me the vibe of a villain. You know, when 6th anniversary Aizen happened, it was clearly giving the vibe of a villain. There's nothing depressing or like there's a battle going on. It just seems like a celebration of Bleach, Brave Souls, and there's no better way to celebrate that than Ichigo and Rukia. And again, man, what a beautiful trailer. What a beautiful trailer. It kind of gives me 7th anniversary vibes. Like, I'm loving this part here. Like, look at that. Please tell me that's the background for these characters' artwork. That's going to be so sick. But again, I can't believe they got... Again, any big fans for this band here, I'm probably butchering the name, but I'm aware of their songs. Like this song right here, from Tokyo Ghoul, loved it. But I can't play all the song because of copyright. Now, if we come over to the 10th anniversary website, we do have a Guess Who campaign going on right now. So let's see what they have to say. So the Brave Souls 10th anniversary Guess Who campaign is here. What's the hint and guess the 10th anniversary character? Now, keep in mind, because it's probably going to come up, they do this every single year. They never use plural. They only ever say character. Doesn't confirm one character. Likely there is going to be 2 here, right? The trailer itself is likely hinting at 2 characters as well. Who knows? Maybe there's a 3rd character here we don't know about. But because they didn't use plural doesn't mean there's only 1 character. Doesn't mean there isn't going to be 2 characters. With that said, though, we will reveal the answer and further details about the metal poster. Okay, we'll check that out in a second. But this is regarding the Bankai Live. So we know we'll get a Bankai Live. This will likely be revealed around the 20th of July. Maybe a few days earlier. Plus, Koshu Ni, I can hopefully I'm saying the name right, has been chosen for the thing song to commemorate the 10th anniversary. Again, I love that they actually are doing that. But what we're going to find out here, is it here? Oh, here it is, right at the bottom. These are the names for the upcoming 10th anniversary, right? It has to be a character or 2 characters from this list. So we have
Ichigo, Rukia, Chad, Orio, Arihime, Renji, Byaku, Koshiro, Aizen, Grunjo, Nao, Okuro, Kenpachi, Soifun, Mayuri, Sajin, Red Sushi, Shinsuke, Jushiro, Genryusai, Kisuke, Yoruichi, Shinji.
And then we're getting into some Blood War characters. Askin, Esno, I think that's the first time he was added to this list. Candice, Giselle, Gerard, Bambietta, Basby, Pineda, Menina, Leoto, Lige, Yugrim, and also most importantly, Yuha, because I know some people do want him for an anniversary character. In general, this doesn't narrow down the list at all, because these are just like very generic names. Any of these characters, I guess, in any year would have a possibility to be an anniversary unit, but likely, like always, you can narrow down the list of names to like 3 characters. And again, just with the idea that it's going to be an original design character, it can really only be at this point Ichigo and Rukia, maybe Yuha Buck. Because most of these characters here, especially all the Soipers, the popular enough characters, have already gotten original forms. Like, Besides the Blood War Quincy's, because they're still new to Brazos in a way, every Soipa here and every Aranka has had an original form, right? Unless I'm forgetting someone. I mean, to be fair, Chad, Orihime, Renji haven't, but, you know, that is... Then again, am I not considering them? Maybe this is going to be an Orihime or a Chad. Probably not, right? Because one thing going with Rukia right now compared to the other characters is that they have upcoming Blood War units, right? Renji, for example, could now be seen in Part 2 as a Blood War character. He has one of the bigger fights from Core 3, right? Orihime and Chad do stuff in Core 3, so they can now get characters. Likely with all these Stam Raiders, and even a character like Yuhabak can get a character in Core 3. Pretty much every character here, big named unit, can potentially get a really good character sometime soon, or have gotten a really good character in the past, besides Rukia. I mean, she had a Bankai version, but... you know, not what we entirely wanted. Can I see the prize, though? They're not showing the prize. Well, they are showing that it is a metal poster, so I'm excited to see what that is going to be. Every year, if you do get the character right in terms of the Guess Who campaign, there's a chance you could win, like, the main anniversary item. I've received a few in the past. Like, I have this really cool 4th anniversary acrylic stand, showcasing Mugetsu and also Full Hollow Ichigo. So these anniversary gifts are usually some of the more exciting and rarer collections that you can get to. And a meta poster sounds cool, but normally they show us a potential like outline of what it would look like. I mean, in this case, it would likely just be a square block. It doesn't really help us, but you know, the last couple of so years, it's allowed us to guess 2 or 1 character. Now, real quick, just to end off the discussion of the video, I want to talk about what potential designs we could get with a character like Ichigo and also Rukia, assuming it is those 2 characters for the time being, before I start seeing anyone else's reaction or opinion. With Ichigo, I'm very curious to see what they are going to do with an original design, because, I mean, I've been sitting at this point, right? Ichigo is very fortunate to have a lot of things about him, so you can do a lot. Like, you can have an original design like this. This is actually the second one to focus most on his Quincy powers. We've had 5th anniversary focus on like the Fullbring powers. He had the Mugetsu long black hair. We've had a lot going when it comes to original Ichigos, and there's still so much more you could do with this character. He's like the perfect character to get multiple original designs, and that's why he's gotten it. He's also the main character. It makes sense. I guess right now, if I was to throw in something, I wouldn't mind seeing something regarding his hollow form. I think in terms of original design units, we haven't much explored the hollow design of the character. I mean, technically we have. I mean, 2nd anniversary Ichigo is an original designed Ichigo based off his hollow powers. But again, this design was quite tame. I would like to see what they could do more with this, because remember, this frame right here is actually taken from the anime. So it's an original design, but at the same time, they kept it very tame. They didn't go too out there for their first original anniversary unit. And maybe for an upcoming 10th anniversary Ichigo to feel a bit more unique, it would be cool if they can incorporate his hollow powers somehow, some way. Now, when it comes to Rukia, this is a weird one because, again, she hasn't had an original unit before, so this is going to be something very exciting. I know something that a lot of Rukia fans, assuming it is her, have been waiting a very, very long time for. She was never part of the original Bankai, Beyond Bankai units, right, in terms of the Safui collaboration, and the assumption at that point was always that she'll get an anniversary character later down the line. And it's been a few years since then and it hasn't happened. But maybe now, right now, is the best chance for it to happen. Now, I'm going to assume whatever original form Rukia could potentially get, it's not going to be considered a Beyond Bankai. It would likely be something very similar, but maybe different in its own way, right? But more often than not, when it comes to original design Soipas that we did get, at least in the Beyond Bankai line, they kind of fuse together. And Rukia's Bankai as a whole already kind of resembles what you would expect a Beyond Bankai Rukia to look like. So I'm very curious to see how Rukia, if it is her, is going to look with an original design unit. Because in a way, it's going to resemble her Bankai. I'm likely going to expect it to be full on ice. Maybe have something very similar to this design, but obviously its own take and unique design from Kubo himself, because this should also be supervised by Kubo. I think in some ways, too, we might also see very similar designs from Soden Shirayuki, because that was something that we saw with other characters, too. I know Sergeant had a lot of, you know, designs from the Zanpakuto Spirit filler art character. We could see potentially Rukia wear something very similar to this, for example. But now that we also have access to 1000 Year Blood War in this game, again, I wouldn't mind if both Ichigo and Rukia take some elements from 1000 Year Blood War and incorporate that into their potential original designs. Again, my main characters that I wanted to see for this upcoming 10th anniversary, assuming it was original design, was Ichigo and Rukia, or Ichigo and also Yuhabak. I'm still open for potential theories on how it could be Yuhabak. The trailer doesn't really give me that vibe personally. However, if we were to get an original Yuha with the Almighty, there's a lot you could do with this character, in all honesty. Like, Yuha has also a lot of possibilities, very similar to Ichigo in terms of original designs. And even if we don't get, you know, Yuha this year, we potentially could get a Yuha for an anniversary the year next or the year after that for the 11th and 12th anniversary. But let's just rewind it. I'm watching it again. So again, first reactions when I first watched it in my head was like, bro. Like this first part, I was like, yo, this is kind of goofy. Are we getting Don Kanoji? I didn't say it, but I was like my first thought. Because they didn't hit. Until here. When she started singing and the song actually started, I was like, okay, that. Like this first 4 or 5 seconds is so different to the rest of the trailer. Oh, man. It's such a beautiful trailer. And again, I can't believe they actually got a band. That's what I wanted for this anniversary, was an actual theme song. Oh, it's so good. So good. Like, I just can't help but not smile. Ah. There we go. That's the 10th anniversary teaser trailer. Might be one of the best teaser trailers today. Very excited to see where this is going to take us next month when it does get revealed. Are we finally getting original design characters once more for the anniversary? It seems like it. And is it finally time for an anniversary Rukia? Also, potentially seems like it. Let me know what you lads think about it in the comments below. And I'll see you lads next time. Take care.